something like that, I think is going to be really crucial. So that's what I'm going to be looking for, right? If you're one of these bottom teams who's right on the cusp, get some eliminations and really just focus on that placement.
Well, we'll have to see if they can get it done, and we'll see how this leaderboard continues to change, because Sandro and Tiff, it's time for the magnetic duo themselves to take on to the casting, take over map 7, and give us all the action.
Well, Katie, thank you so much. Magnetic duo, that's a first one for us, Tiff.
Magneto, magnetic duo, whatever. We're here.
Dibs on North Pole. Dibs on the North Pole. You get to be
I'll
the
take
South
the South Pole. Are there penguins at the South Pole?
I am not entirely sure about the the animals that are there, but hey,
That's
guess
okay.
What? Guess what?
You get the elves, you get the chaos. I'll let you have whatever you got. We're post-Christmas, and Adrian finds a knock on to Unrational, so keep an eye out. Kaylee must be nearby.
Okay. Kaylee nearby. This is definitely kind of feeling themselves after that win they just were able to pull on out. Adrian, kind of this young gunner, right, that we've seen kind of come up in the last year. Really, before the World Series of Warzone, was making a name for himself, and then was able to team up, of course, with Aydan and Rated on that squad, and really kind of made some waves, I feel like, in London. So now is here and just kind of looking to continue his career. And I got to imagine kind of pulling up at the Sadie Hawkins and dropping back-to-back maps might be a fun way to do that. Finding, of course, those early eliminations. Amelia Rose kind of looking to maybe help out, get some of this cash up, Tiff. Want to get a fat loadout early on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he just won a co-ed 2v2, I believe, just within the past 24 hours alongside Selly. So Selly, playing with Shifty here, clearly doing okay. Might be in first place or something. Can't tell if they've hit triple digits or not, or if we've mentioned their name 100 times on this broadcast. But someone looking to really solidify themselves at a good seed positioning moving into day 2. It's Mixie and Scummin. Do you hear someone? Yeah.
It's kind of holding on down. I love the patience right now. I think it's really easy to move around a little bit too much in Resurgence, right? You're like constantly trying to find somebody. She knows that there's somebody nearby. Scummin's across, so if they do decide to push, could potentially have the over. On over to Tifa Jesse, though. Doggy goes down. Tifa Jesse gets taken out by Noobs. Map 7, they are gone so early, Tiff. 29th, I think I just saw. That's not a great way you want to be ending your tournament.
My blessings prior to this did not pan out the way I would have liked. I was just talking about how they had navigated out of that 16th place spot and moved up a few, but you know who's going to be really happy here? Aydan and Careless Kitty. They were in 15th place coming into map number 7, and this could allow them to provide just a couple more moments. And another team that, even though they won a map, they're still around that 10th place mark as well. FIFA and Ken's throwing down the mortar strike to try and evade. Nades in the staircase. She has 3 seconds left. She should be able to make this happen, and there we go. FIFA's back.
They're able to make some magic happen in map number 4 with 18 eliminations and a dub. We saw FIFA Kill kind of somehow out-heal Enkyo in a heal-off, and then was able just to find a bullet or two in order to take the map win. But they've kind of been a little bit quiet since then. Like you said, they're currently sitting in about 15th right now, I believe is what it was. And, you know, they are looking to potentially move on up. That's a squad that I think if they don't qualify, I'm going to be very, very surprised. We'll do fantastic in the 2v2 portion, but for them, they got to figure out how to finish and close out the customs part, because they're on the brink, Tiff, of potentially not even making it to the bracket.
They want to get there. QLC look to have the jump shot come through, but when it's Shifty on the other side, you really never know what's going to happen. You may think you're going to win that engagement, but you just don't.
They both have very similar names. It's actually Huskerrs, I believe.
Oh, dude, we were just talking about this.
They're so similar.
What were the differences? It's like 3 letters at the end.
No, they both are L with a CH. It's just Huskerrs is I'm gonna butcher my Spanish. Sorry, everybody. I'm a white guy from northern Maine, but it's like El Shingon, and I think and Shifties is El Champion. I think it's literally El Champion, the champion in Spanish, which is so unbelievably hard. I just want to say that for the record. That is a hard name if you're going to change your name to anything too. I think Shifty maybe won that one, but either way, that was indeed Huskerrs coming over, finding Merc by a skirt and bringing them on down, or Queen Loves Cake rather. But on the other side, we got Brittany Reigns, we got Tommy, who started the day pretty electric, Tiff, but now are kind of trying to claw their way. They are currently the 16th place team. So they're trying to hold on to this spot. They want to be able to make it to that bracket. They want a shot at that prize pool that we have that we'll be competing for on the 9th. They got to be able to kind of bring it together.
Well, my Spanish lesson from a man from Maine isn't going to pay off here, so I'm just going to say Huskerrs and Alley, the duo. Still trying to find themselves in the top 16, but are currently out of contention for day 2. The occupation scan coming through, still looting. Trying to get that resurgence time down a little bit less. Should be flying back in now.
How much longer is there?
1 second.
Ooh, Huskerrs in the air, was trying to go for that loadout. Looks like there's a lot of people though who didn't kind of lay down for that scan, so give you a good idea. Looks like there's a lot of teams on this southern side of circle, and you can see Allie wants to be able to just kind of look down there and see, is anybody pushing on over? Doesn't look like it. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we got Sunday and Destroy. A squad that has been doing pretty good so far. Definitely want to make it to that 2v2 bracket because I think they'll be a force to be reckoned with. Katie was mentioning it, right? She was saying that even if there are some of these teams that even if they're 16th and they got to go up against someone like Selly and Shifty in round number 1, it's not just a cakewalk. And this is one of those squads that I feel like definitely fits that criteria. Like a Sunday Destroy going against Selly Shifty, that's just a banger round 1 matchup that I am excited to be able to potentially see.
I also am excited, but knowing that it's a single elim bracket makes me a little sad.
True.
But Destroy grabbing that team wipe onto Empathy, who I believe is playing alongside Sean J. UAV up in the air and still getting that good information. Sunday anchoring from the rooftop. Destroy dropping into the water, looking to capitalize on that engagement, and does just that. I believe that's the wipe onto QLC, playing alongside Belk, but the high alert giving more information. Now Sunday on the rooftop in trouble.
Gonna be able to use that high alert to know where they're pushing from. Pops the plates. Thankfully, Tempered will make that a very quick operation. Sunday decides to drop on down, wants to play this door, wants to maybe get a peek, doesn't want to full bust through it to make too much noise. I'm just waiting. Is anybody pushing her on the staircase? Doesn't look like it, but Astaflex on the other side, a little bit of a sticky situation. Getting tagged up, has to pop the smoke grenade. Plates in hand. You can see Enkyo is nearby as well. There's a lot of people on this buy station, Tiff.
A lot of people for sure. Dropping down towards the tunnel. High alert telling her that she's got pressure from the back. Does fall. No self-res able to get through. We'll have to tune in to see if Enkyo makes it out alive and is able to get Asta back into the game. But Ali on your screen right now. Huskerrs providing call-outs. Does grab a knock. You hear the hype. Yes, got one. Well, you got Selly. So GG, Shifty's nearby.
Okay.
It's like, it's kind of always hard, right? And I feel like it's a real test of like some of these players where like, so you take down Selly and you have the like, okay, that means Shifty is nearby. Do you say, all right, yeah, let's go because it's a 1v2, or you're like, no, I'm not going anywhere near them. Please bring me to the other side of the map. I'm always curious sometimes to see people in those moments to see what they go ahead and do. Meanwhile, Queen Shadows and Juju Saiyan, we're seeing a team wipe come on. Looks like Prodigy did get taken out. So one of the EU squads, I think, getting sent back to the lobby. Unfortunate. I'm glad that we have some decent amount of EU representation in here today, if I'm being honest with you, Tiff. A lot of heavy hitters as Queen goes up and gets absolutely lasered by Believe coming out of the staircase.
Yeah, and that's really tough when you're filtering out as a duo at the top, running straight into Peachy and Believe. And honestly, just trying to get out with your life is going to be the way. But Kaylee and Unrational still trying to find themselves in the top 16, taking down Adrian here. So we know Amelia Rose nearby, able to recover some self-reses and still looking for that line of sight. Sharing. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Congratulations, Unrational. A good teammate here in the hands of Kaylee.
Strong team chem between these two. Just sharing the self-revive. You love to see it, you know. They do have that bounty pinged, so it could potentially grab that. You could also grab the big game bounty that's on the roof. I actually really like the addition of the big game bounty as a means of information gathering. Even if you don't want to push them, you just be like, all right, who's the #1 person in the lobby and where are they at right now, right? It gives you a good idea. Like if somebody's on a heater, you can know an area that you can stay away from, which I think is pretty nice to be able to see. So options for Kaylee on Irrational there. Back on over to Brittany Raidens and Tommy. Brittany sitting with 2. They have a solid kind of area here. I like this building a lot if you can manage to hold it. Like it's kind of ultimate height in this area. There's not too many other spots that you can kind of get seen from. So you can kind of just sit up here, and especially when you have something like this MTZ 762 in your hand, anybody that has to push in that is caught in a street, they are going to get absolutely shredded.
Definitely going to get shredded, but positioned relatively central towards that neck zone. Curious to hear what Tommy's next thoughts are. But jumping back over to FIFA and Ken's. Ken's in a little bit of trouble over here, but a good smoke to try and duck cover, get back with FIFA, which we've seen happen. And I just got word that Team Selly was out in 19th place.
Ooh.
Doesn't matter, still triple digits, still safe, living their best life.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the cool thing about them, right? And you're in triple digits. They know, like, nobody's really kind of taking their first place spot. There's no way they don't make top 16 at this point. So they can kind of just play the game how they want to. And if I got to imagine the two of them, they're probably just flying at everything, right? They're like, hey, let's try and maybe take another map and, you know, be able to get there. So, unfortunately, they do go out in 19th. But you know what? They're sitting A-okay. Back on over. Tom! There's a Semtex from Loa gonna bring him down. You can see Brittany just trying to do their best. Does have 2 more Semtex in the pocket. Tom giving the comms. Let's go actually ahead and do a quick little listen in as Brittany tries to stay alive.
Open that, open that, open that, open it, open it, open it, open it. Nice.
They're up top.
Yeah, I see him, I see him. You might be able to creep up behind one. I'll tell you when, okay? I can probably land in below them, actually. If you want to stay on that ledge and go get my guns. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go get my guns. No, 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 you're good. I'm going to go get mine.
Okay.
Wait, is that them I can hear above me? Or a different team?
It might be a different team. I don't hear anything.
Yeah, different team. Oh, my game just does that. Just stay on that ledge. Don't move. They're going to accidentally find bread in that, you know?
Yeah.
No more second chances.
Oh, they found me.
25 remain.
Wait, who found you?
No fucking idea.
That one. But we'll get those sumbitches next time.
Wow, Tiff, we went for a listen in. I was hoping that we were going to hear some great comms about how they wanted to tackle sort of a from above, so below situation. But unfortunately, Tom just lands back in, not able to get his weapons, and Brittany gets pushed by her bounty and is taken out.
On the bright side, great listener. She stayed on the ledge. She did what she was told. Unfortunate that didn't work out, but Sunday and Destroy wreaking havoc on the players trying to get back into the lobby. So now we can see into that 12 teams left. Sunday and Destroy, real solid duo. Checking in with Ken's again. She's given up. It's okay. FIFA's still alive though. They got 5 eliminations. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine. They're hopefully going to be able to continue on that. You can see Allie and Huskerrs now holding one of these buildings on the edge of zone, waiting to see where does this pull. Oh, wow. Okay. They are lucky. Pulls to the edge of their building. So if they want to, they could stay in there. See Amelia Rose and Adrian right on the edge of zone, unfortunately. So they have a potential to get caught on their way in. Got to make sure and got to be careful. But Amelia Rose does have a PA in hand, so it could be useful to kind of keep someone at bay while they try and go through with this.
Especially if someone's going to be mirroring her on the rotation towards the left side. We're kind of getting inklings of pings down below. That's something to keep in mind, right? Because we already know there's going to be players that have solidified themselves in that next zone. Adrian gets caught out, looks to be at the hands of Swish'em, so Almond and Swish'em still up in it. Just have to keep focused. But with plenty of cash in the hands of Amelia Rose. The only thing she's shy of are buy stations. There's one directly out to her west. Not going to be viable with that gas coming in, so she will need to focus on the rotation at hand and try to make sure she does not get caught out.
Yeah, you saw they threw the precision airstrike in the building, hopefully to bring people off of the roof. No connects. The high alert does get triggered. No, somebody's nearby, and they are just ready and waiting. 9th place for Amelia Rose and Adrian. Not the kind of placement I bet they wanted on board with Swish'em and Almond, though. Your map 2 winners who, well, they've been doing pretty okay thus far. I feel like we haven't had a chance to hop in with them. So they've obviously made their way here to the final top 8 teams remaining.
Yeah, they're definitely in 4th place right now. Top 5, high alert going crazy, so they will be getting pushed. But they were forced to split just a little bit, but they're going to look to reunite. I think I just heard Ullman talking about him having some stims and staying in gas. So Swish making a play, smokes out.
One's on you somewhere.
Wow.
Comms and Lola down and out. Breadman's still up for the squad, though.
Breadman's still got to be somewhere. Swish, though, absolutely puts him in the dirt, is able to win that with the WSP Swarm. Huge win to stay alive. Ullman somehow still here, too.
Okay.
Goes around. What is happening? Swish with the 2-piece, able to kind of keep it going. Look at her. She is locked in, Tiff.
I mean, Soka's nearby. That was T. Swish getting damage from afar, but she's still underwater. Kings go out. Ullman grabs Soka. That's a team wipe. They are finding full form. With the way Swish is playing, I would have thought she'd been on double digits. She only got 3 eliminations.
That's kind of the beauty here. Goes in, potentially finds another. The 2-stack, though, is waiting and ready. That's a Booyah and Merc by a skirt. We're going to be able to win that team fight. That's Ullman and Swish after a fantastic rotation. Go out in 4th place. This squad, top 3.
Top 3. Playing it cool, calm, and collected here on the fence line.
Take them down.
This is going to be tough,
Bombs
though.
coming in from Booyah. They have to drop over. And here come the shots behind the van. There's only so much you can do. The gatekeeping is real with this one. Does Booyah have any stims, though?
I have to go
Red's
ahead
dead
and
in the
see.
water, hitting the self-res. This is fine.
This is fine. 1v1v2 right now. I believe Booyah probably just went down to the gas or so, but no stims in hand, no gas mask. Brez is trying to look for anything. He probably might just play the smart thing and go to the edge of zone, not give it to them. So we'll have to wait and see who were your victors. Who was that team that was up on top that was gatekeeping so well? Hopefully we get a good idea, a good confirmation on who that was, because we don't know. That just kind of was such a weird ending, Tiff.
Honestly, every time we've cast has been really unique and weird. We got the original heal off, and it was going to be Noobs.
Ah, okay.
All right, Noobs and Tia making it happen. I mean, they were fragging out quite early on, getting some early eliminations, so I'd imagine that they put up a good threshold of eliminations to try and secure themselves into that top 16 or furthermore solidify their position. But congratulations to being the winners of map number 8.
$1,000 in the pocket of Noobs and